What's up, everybody? Welcome back or welcome to CCG Astrology. Taurus full moon is amongst us. Okay, so this Taurus full moon is happening November 5th, 2025. All right, and Taurus is all about stability. It's all about being grounded. Okay, it's all about security. It's all about your assets, your values, but most importantly, with this full moon, is focused on your pleasures. All right, so I think this is very encouraging for the collective. Like, we need to focus on some more lighthearted, pleasureful energy, because can we get a break? Right now, it is the full moon is aspecting the second house again, which is about your assets, your investments, but also, like, again, you know, the things that you're choosing to put your energy towards. All right, and it's conjuncting the asteroid Albion. All right, and Albion is an energy that is geared towards more so on a darker energy of possession. Okay, but I see this as an energy of you really being able to indulge at this time in things that you find very pleasurable. You know, now discretion is advised, moderation is advised. Okay, because you want to be very careful that you aren't indulging at the expense of your health, just in general, whenever we're getting into Taurus energy, because Taurus energy likes to indulge, it likes quality, it likes an abundance of it, and it actually gets that, you know. So a lot of people are coming to very abundant times right now over these next 2 weeks for sure, and there'll be a lot of things that you can get to enjoy that are very pleasurable and that you can indulge in, even should you be aware of it. Now, it can be on the opposite end, you indulging at the expense of your own health, and then when that happens, you know, it's no fun anymore. So be very mindful of that, be cautious of that. But ultimately, this full moon is enlightening you to things that bring you pleasure, things that bring you joy, things that make you feel comfortable, things that make you feel secure. Okay, now we do move over to the opposition to Scorpio. Okay, activating the 8th house of trauma, of the occult wisdom, of transformations. Okay, and the sun is here aspecting the asteroid Memoria. So off the bat, Memoria isn't something you have to guess hard to understand what it's representing. It's memory. Okay, so a lot of old memories may come to mind, and so this is where it gets tricky with the opposition, because some of these memories could be good, some of these memories could be bad, but mind you, there's going to be a lot of old memories just being dusted from the bottom of the ocean and coming up into your awareness. So keep in mind. But ultimately, I feel like with this energy being so lighthearted, that a lot of these memories are good in nature. There may be like things that you didn't realize that you enjoyed, or things that you enjoyed that you want to go back to doing. You know, it's a lot of revelation energies going on here. Revelations and memories going on, period. You know, things being illuminated. And with Scorpio energy, though, we do want to keep in mind that things can get very intense, though. You know, these could be memories and addictions and destructive patterns that keep you in cycles. And if that's the case, this is a moment to be hyper aware of it, and be sure that anything that you are indulging in ultimately is bringing you towards greater security. Okay, that's the second house, 8th house opposition password if you want to pass it. Okay, make sure whatever, you know, you are indulging in at this time, especially over the next 2 weeks, is bringing you into some type of greater security. Okay, that's how you win at this time. So keep that in mind. Make sure that it's honoring you. You know, make sure that you're enjoying it, but ultimately make sure that it's bringing you to a sense of greater security and not taking you out of security or leaving you in some type of chaotic situation. Okay, then it takes us to the square to the 5th house, which is to Leo, and the asteroid Varuna is also being aspected. Okay, this is an energy where you want to make sure that you understand your strengths, your weaknesses, your limitations. That's how you really scale your pleasures, okay? Because everybody loves pleasures, everybody loves food, everybody loves fun, everybody loves to have a good time, everybody loves to, you know, have a good time. So with the 5th house here, you know, this is honoring your strength and your weaknesses and your limitations and your restrictions. That way you really get to indulge in the fullness of whatever it is that you are indulging in, okay? So keep that in mind. Now we're gonna move ahead to the last square to the 11th house, and this is aspecting the sign Aquarius with the asteroid Uranus. We also have Pluto here, okay? Even though it isn't conjunct this energy, but we must give it an honorable mention because it definitely is playing a part, all right? This is the energy with Uranus. Honoring your limitations and your weaknesses and your strengths, you really tap into the highest degree of this Scorpio energy. Hence, we are in Scorpio season. This is the energy of deep intimacy that can happen right now. So a lot of people can come into some very deep intimacy right now simply by honoring their pleasures that are bringing them into greater security. That is, hopefully, right, for most people, right? If you're playing it right, then you can find yourself really being able to become intimate with another person or another place or thing, whatever, you know. Because you're doing it right. Now, I say that's doing it right. You know, people could say, no, that's doing it wrong. But I think on the shadow side of this, how this can play out, which is what I would say is doing it wrong, is where you could overly indulge to the detriment of your health. And this really brings you into encounterings with other people who are doing the exact same thing. That to me is chaos. So be very careful because we are in Scorpio season nonetheless, right? But this is a full moon in Taurus. So I think pretty much everybody can enjoy this time right now if you are just taking it in moderation, okay? Now I also want to plug my Patreon, okay? Because I have a new drop that's about to drop about all of the Scorpio energy that's been going on. Because if you notice, we have the sun in Scorpio at 13 degrees. We have Lilith 24 degrees. Mars just left Scorpio energy into Sagittarius. I felt that. I know a lot of us did. Mercury just left Scorpio into Sagittarius. I felt that as well. But we have the sun is going to also cross into Sagittarius. Lilith is also going to cross into Sagittarius. And the moon Venus, will eventually get into Sagittarius. So this next video that I'm dropping is basically going to discuss, you know, the intensity that happens throughout the transitions from Scorpio to Sagittarius energy, because it's like no other sign. It's the most intense out of all the signs. So tap into my Patreon. Check me out. Until next time, if you need any additional information, check out the details in the comments. And until next time.